What's up? It's your boy Heaven Hollywood for the IE Network, and this is the Heaven Hollywood Report. And let's get to it. Who is going to be Beyonce's replacement? Chloe Bailey or Normani? Now, if you do not know, in this industry, at some point your run is considered over with the elites. Now, you either one or two things are going to happen. Either you're going to go into deactivation mode, take a little bit less than what you have been making and have been doing, take a little less gigs, what you've been getting, and continue to make money, kind of like what J-Lo is doing. J-Lo accepted her deactivation and kept it moving. Or are you going to fight your deactivation like Mariah Carey did and force them to send a replacement, kind of like what they did with Ariana Grande? So you have one or two things. Now, recently, off subject, Mariah Carey has kind of accepted this deactivation. So as you see, few things, those things that was happening to her a couple of years ago are no longer happening to her because she's dealing with the deactivation. Let's get to Chloe and Normani. Now, a couple of years ago, it was already put in place that Normani was going to be the new Beyonce replacement. Okay? But then Normani kind of lost who she was. This industry started getting to her. She, after the motivation, if you can see, remember when she dropped motivation, all the push she was getting behind her. That was by design. Everyone was talking about motivation. So she wasn't able to live up to the hype at that point. So she took a little break. She was talking about nervous breakdown and emotional breakdown, saying people was getting her, behind the scenes, trying to get her to lighten her skin, this, that, and the other. All of this stuff plays into it. Enter Chloe Bailey. As soon as Normani took that break, that's when we started seeing more of Chloe Bailey. If you track back, you'll be able to track back the timeline. We started seeing more of Chloe Bailey once Normani was out of the picture. Well, Normani seemed to be back in the picture again. Now, you have to look at the tail of the tape. We'll start with the top. Who is better looking? Who has got a better look? Who is prettier, we'll say. When you say look, I guess you have to add look and body. So I guess you have to add them both in. Now, me personally, I prefer Normani. If you put, coming from a man's perspective, if you put both of them in my face, I think I would choose Normani. Now, that's just me personally. Now, who's got a better look to the masses? That's the question. And I would probably think, I know she has the skin thing working against her because not for me. I love chocolate women. I love light-skinned women. It doesn't matter as long as you're beautiful. But to the masses, especially in the entertainment industry, the darker-skinned woman does not appeal to the masses as much as a lighter-skinned woman. So the question would be, who has the better look to the masses? Now, who's more marketable? Chloe Bailey has Beyonce behind her, pushing her. Okay? Chloe Bailey has Beyonce. So everybody's going to say, what's a better marketing tool than being mentored and tutored by Beyonce? But does she have more marketing ability to the mainstream? Because remember, Normani was in Fifth Harmony. Fifth Harmony was a pop group. So they've already been dealing with mainstream. So she's got more mainstream notoriety. So I would say more marketable to the mainstream might be Normani, even with the skin complexion working against her. One thing about Chloe Bailey that you're going to have to realize, I'm surprised they haven't changed it yet. Those dreads are not going to work in mainstream, in mainstream entertainment. Sister, you're going to have to cut them dreads off, or braids, or whatever she has in her head. Them white folks ain't going to be rocking with that. Now, if she was mixed and doing it, maybe. But as an African American woman, she's rocking those dreads. I don't think the mainstream media is going to take to it. Who's more talented? Well, we'll do voice first. The better voice, to me, the better voice is Chloe Bailey. Chloe Bailey has a better voice. Normani has a good voice. But Chloe Bailey has way above average. And she's got the potential to be a great vocalist. She's very good right now. She has the potential to be a great vocalist. The better dancer, I'm going to say Normani. Normani is an exceptional dancer. You could tell from the motivation video. Chloe Bailey gives me a lot of Beyonce vibes. Where Normani gives me like a real dancer vibe. Like Beyonce is not a real dancer to me. Beyonce is what they call a mover. She's a mover. She's not a dancer. Janet Jackson is a dancer. Sierra is a dancer. Beyonce is a mover. She's not a real dancer. So I have to say Normani's the better dancer. Better performer. That remains to be seen. Like Normani has, of course, performed with Fifth Harmony. You haven't really seen Normani performing alone. And Chloe Bailey is starting to get a lot of reps performing alone. So that might be right now, I think that's a push. Because we haven't really seen Normani perform by herself, but we have seen her perform a lot with Fifth Harmony. It's a lot different performing with a group than it is alone. That might be even. Better stage presence. Chloe Bailey has good stage presence, but the thing about it is her stage presence seems to look right now a little forced. Seems like she's trying too hard. Where Normani, it comes across as much more effortless and much more genuine, much more natural. So when you take into consideration all of the categories, who has the potential for more durability, meaning who has the potential to last longer? Again, Chloe Bailey, as long as she does what Beyonce says, as long as she stays up under Beyonce, we've seen the lasting effect that Beyonce's had. I believe Chloe Bailey at some point is going to have to change her hair. I know people are saying, oh, when is she going to change it? Because. That's why. Just take my word for it. I believe at some point she will change her hair. And if she stays under the tutelage of Beyonce, this is obviously the person that Beyonce wants to be her replacement. Now, just because she wants that does not mean that's what's going to happen. Because if Normani is more of influential on the masses, they're going to push her. So, who's got better music? Who's more talented? I would have to say that Chloe Bailey right now, just by a smidge, a little bit. I give her a little bit more talented due to her songwriting ability and her ability to produce. You know, she can produce music. She can play instruments. I know she's not musically, you know, as far as playing the instruments go, she's not as good as Holly, but she does play. Oh, it's going to be interesting. So, what do you guys think? You know, my my guess, if you had to put a gun to my head, and if it is between these two, if one of these two are Beyonce's replacement, gun to my head, I would have to say Chloe Bailey. Who do I like better? Normani. But I think in the long run, if it is one of these two that end up replacing Beyonce, I believe it's going to be Chloe Bailey. Let me know in the comments what you think. It's your boy Heaven Hollywood for the IE Network.